All living things in the world have their prime time. Herbs are no exception. The prime time for picking, processing, or consumption has been carefully studied by herbalists for generations, and they have passed down their wisdom to us. The timing of the harvest is most important. If you miss the prime time window, the medicinal herb will become useless in potency.
佢不知點面見到呢個知點面就啦。
化吉紅天生都有冇㗎，冇熱物熱好。
Likewise, determining the optimal amount of time to process an herb is imperative, as more or less time spent processing it will alter the taste and course of action. Like a food with medicinal purpose, these herbs can be called superfoods. It's 1 in the morning on a midsummer's night. 43-year-old Zhang Haiming wades into a darkened pond, carrying a bamboo basket and a bamboo knife. This is the start of the busiest and most labor-intensive time of the year for him. The medicinal herb that Zhang gave up his sleep for is known by its nickname, ginseng in the water, or Chinchu. There are thorns on the back of the leaves. Zhang wears gloves and uses his bamboo knife to cut the fruit from the stems. Makes 2 slices near the bottom, then puts them into the basket. Chinchu seed, also called jitomi, or chicken head rice, because its shape resembles a chicken's head. It is listed in the classics as one of the best and safest herbs for tonifying the qi. It is also reported to improve vision and hearing and prolong one's life. Chinchu is processed by toasting it with wheat bran to increase its astringency and strengthen the digestive properties by enhancing its aroma. Chinchu is also a delicious seasonal grain source for the local people of the Yangtze River. Zhang works through the night and at dawn has collected a basket full of the summer fruit, Chinchu.
佢不知點面見到呢個知點面就啦。
The Chinchu seed is very temperature sensitive. That's why the harvest is done in the middle of the night. In the midsummer heat, Chinchu quickly dries out, discolors, and starts to smell bad. Fresh Chinchu seed is best consumed on the same day it is harvested. The trip from field to table takes less than 24 hours. Stripping away the purple skin reveals the pearl-like beauty of the Chinchu seed.
刚采下来的鸡头米吧，因为很嫩，所以说不能用机器代替，只能用手剥。
As a food source, there are many ways to prepare Chinchu. One of them is jitomi sweet soup, a favorite seasonal dessert in Suzhou. To make a summer appetizer with Chinchu, just add lotus root. And if you want a soup that aids digestion, you can stew pork ribs with Chinchu.
像我们也没一技之长，就是希望小孩不要这么辛苦了，希望小孩就是有安稳的工作，稳稳当当的。
Chinchu is the main source of income for the Zhang family. 6 hours later, Zhang rises at midnight and steps once more into the pond. Just another day in the hard-working life of a farmer. As urbanization spreads, taking over more and more farmland, the development eventually starts to encroach on Zhang's plot of land. Regardless, Zhang still toils daily to produce a harvest of the best quality Chinchu that he can. It's September, but the summer heat and humidity still hang heavy in the air. Retired pharmaceutical factory veteran Wang Liangchun checks up on the progress of the fermentation process. Only the trained senses of an experienced herb processor could immediately detect the subtle differences in the smell and temperature. His keenly developed senses allow him to understand the mysterious transformation that is unfolding within a seemingly unremarkable pile of cold rice. Chu, or yeast, is a traditional Chinese medicinal herb. Making chu is one of the most time-consuming of all traditional herbal methods. Hongchu is made by mixing fermented rice with red yeast. Its origins can be traced as far back as the Han Dynasty in the 3rd century. According to ancient classical texts, Hongchu helped relieve indigestion caused by overeating. In ancient times, Hongchu was something only the wealthy could enjoy. This highly prized herb was usually used as a medicine. However, it was sometimes turned into a wine, and occasionally it was used as a food coloring. The redness of Hongchu represents the favorite dishes of the people of Jiangnan. The people loved braised dishes with their glowing red color and flavors that are sweet, sour, or savory. As more and more of today's Hongchu is made by machines, the traditional handmade process gradually fades from memory.
I 18岁进来做学徒，我师傅15年他会做红醋的，有的时候我师傅叫过去，我看到红醋酒，师傅在喝，但我做学徒的不能喝，所以我一直有这个印象。
The main ingredient of Hongchu is long grain rice. After the rice is washed, it is soaked overnight and then steamed the next day. The steaming time is closely monitored to make sure the rice is soft enough inside for the red yeast to combine with it. But care must be taken so it is not steamed too long. If it is oversteamed, bacteria could contaminate it during the long fermentation process. The red liquid in the cask is the essence of this mysterious process, red yeast mother culture. Wang mixes the mother culture yeast with the steamed rice to allow the two to combine. After the two are mixed, the wait begins for the transformation to occur. The rice starts to grow fine white hairs with the help of the macrobiotic germs. Then, day after day, every single grain of rice starts to turn red.
这个传统的工艺发酵的过程要将近6、7天啊，我们每天都要观测。
小饭盒四方方，白白的一碗。
A pungent, sour smell fills the air, signaling the halfway point of fermentation. Wang pokes his finger into the center of the rice piles to detect the temperature. He feels the heat rising, indicating it's time to spray more water over the rice piles. Autumn rains arrive, filling the air with the moisture that is needed for the microbes to continue the fermentation process. Wang patiently waits, knowing it'll be just a couple more days now. When there is a break in the rain, it is time to put the fermented rice in the sun. After several days in the sun, the rice transforms into the magical red yeast rice, Hongchu. Over the past 3 decades, China's rapid urbanization has brought about great economic growth. But with it has come air pollution, which has caused a health crisis. Chronic respiratory disease, CRD, is now the leading life-threatening disease in China after heart disease and diabetes. The rise in the incidence of CRD seems to be a byproduct of air pollution in the cities and the high number of cigarette smokers. Now, though, a cafe in Huohong City in Guangzhou Province, China, offers a special drink made from the herb Juhua that is believed to help alleviate the symptoms of CRD. Huohong is the dried peel from the pomelo fruit, which grows in Huohong. Its medicinal efficacy for reducing phlegm and calming coughs has long been recorded with classic texts dating back to 1765, extolling its virtues. Li Feng is the 58-year-old heir to a family-owned business that traces its origins back to the Ming Dynasty. 24 generations of the Li family have manufactured Huohong, a business that was founded in the year 1464.
花吉紅天生都有冇㗎，冇葉脈葉好。
The distinguishing feature of the fruit is its fine, dense fuzz. If planted anywhere outside of Huohong, the fruit grows less fuzz and is also less potent. Once a thriving industry, this distinctive product of Huohong was almost destroyed a half-century ago. Li once lived here in Baoling.
以前保齡成全部都係吉紅樹，但現在呢，以前嘅吉紅樹已經一棵都冇有啦。
Huohong's citrus trees were almost completely wiped out during the Cultural Revolution. It wasn't until the 1990s that the local government encouraged farmers to replant fruit trees. It was then that Li's family resumed farming the trees.
我爺爺過去把我哋個家訓寫在宣紙上，要我把花吉紅世世代代傳下去。
Today's pomelo orchards were replanted from cuttings taken from the budding branches of 40 Huohong citrus trees that were protected by the Li family graveyard for all those dark years. The harvest season for the fruit is from June to July. The fresh fruit is placed in pots of boiling water and then taken out and cooled. After it is cooled, the peel is evenly sliced into 7 pieces. Then, the inside skin is removed, leaving only the outer peel. This peel is the herbal medicine. With the introduction of modern machinery, the traditional way of preparation and slicing has become antiquated and is disappearing. The traditional craft of pressing the peels is an art. Every fruit peel must be cut and then pressed flat. This set of wooden pressing tools was handed down through Li's family from the time of the Qing dynasty more than 100 years ago.
以前家爺爺學炮製嘅時候，佢總係會講，用3把匙羹熄火，細聲烤出精品藥。如果做唔好，佢會打我手身㗎。
Li's family carries on the traditional craftsmanship through the making of each Huohong. She doesn't do this for tradition alone, but also for the nutrition it provides to the people who eat it. And on the subject of nutritional herbs, we must mention Goji. It has the characteristics of Superman, powerful and strong. Yet, at the same time, it can be gently mixed with other food and not overpower it. The Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region is nestled in between the Northwest Plateaus and mountainous region. To its east, north, and west are endless deserts, but running through it is the Yellow River, irrigating and refreshing the land. Zhongning County, once a famous crossroad along the Silk Road, is located where the river meets the desert. With plenty of sunshine and extreme day and night temperatures, this is the best place to grow goji, or the wolfberry. Although there are other places that grow goji, the Ningxia goji from Zhongning County is the original source as recorded in the Chinese medicinal texts. It also happens to be the place that produces the most potent goji.
枸杞这东西也有野生的，也有加种，但是药用的那必须得，不是宁夏产的，个儿也倒挺大，个儿太多了，不那甜度不够，那就质量就差事。
Ningxia goji belongs to the Solanaceae family, the same family as tomatoes and eggplants. Dried goji is used in herbal tonics to enhance both qi and jing, invigorate the kidneys, moisten the lungs, strengthen the energy and essence of the body, and can be taken daily. Goji has long been highly valued because of its nutritious and mild properties. Now, thanks to the stable supply of farm-grown goji, it is now one of the most commonly used herbs in Chinese medicine practice. Some of the applications of goji include herbal goji tea and liquor, herbal plasters, and herbal pills. Ground together with its root, it is used as an herbal ointment that can be applied topically to soothe sore joints and tendon pain or for skin care. Chinese people have long had great regard for this versatile herb, and today, with its wide production, goji is only becoming more popular. Yuan Chunfang, 63, gets up every morning before 5 o'clock a.m. to make breakfast for her granddaughter, Xu Yun. Yuan's husband passed away 3 years ago, and her daughter works far from home. Now, she focuses on raising her 6-year-old granddaughter. After dropping her granddaughter off at school, Yuan hurries back to work in the fields picking Juhua, or what in English we call chrysanthemums. After the first autumn frost has come and gone, Jiaozhuo City finally gets a sunny day. The beautiful chrysanthemums are blooming. Taken as an herb, Juhua has a bittersweet taste. Medicinally, it strengthens and warms the body to protect against catching cold. This herb from the beautiful flower also cleanses toxins from the liver and clears up eyesight. In Chinese medicine, Juhua is most effective in treating ailments of the upper body areas, such as the head and chest. It helps relieve symptoms of coughing, sneezing, hiccups, diarrhea, and shortness of breath. Lightweight Chinese medicinal herbs that are floral or leafy in general effectively target the upper body when applied clinically, namely Shuangsangye and Juhua. Yuan may not know the intricacies of Chinese medicinal practice, but she does know the best time to pick Juhua. Harvesting within 15 days of first bloom is best. Too early or too late, and the herbal potency is reduced. If you miss this window of opportunity, thousands of dollars can be lost.
中午就是带点馍啊、饼啊，急了做到那的吃，啃两嘴馍。
The freshly picked chrysanthemums attract lots of bugs. They need to be dried in the sun right away after picking. Only after the flowers are thoroughly dried can they be used as Chinese herb Juhua. In the village where Yuan lives, many elderly people like her grow Juhua year after year. Season after season, they pick the flowers and place them in the sun to dry. After so much time and hard work, they have developed an especially deep connection in their hearts with this flower. However, this connection is not felt by the younger generation. At the age of 18, Yuan's daughter left the village to find work. Yuan is uncertain if that is good for her daughter or not. She also isn't sure how long her granddaughter will stay with her.
星星是夜空的花朵，焰火是节日的花朵，我们是祖国的花朵。
Yuan must put the future uncertainties aside. She focuses on what she can do for her family now. She makes her daughter a pillow stuffed with the Juhua that she hand-picked and sun-dried herself. Then sends it off. For her granddaughter, she makes Juhua tea to help improve her vision when she studies at night. The industrious and hard-working Chinese have lived with medicinal herbs for thousands of years. They have inherited and carried on the traditions to grow and harvest herbs, process, and use them wisely in their daily lives. It is through these day-to-day practices that makes common herbs uncommonly useful, always contributing to people's lives from now to the future.